In my last Sims 4 video, I built the exterior of a house for a millionaire fairy, and today we're going to be furnishing it. This is going to be fun because I've built quite a few million-dollar mansions on my channel in the past, and a lot of the times you have to rely on the super expensive, kind of tacky items that come in The Sims 4, and you end up with this luxury aesthetic. But this time, I want everything to be nature-themed. Like, we're building this for a fairy who sleeps outside most of the time, so I want the interior of her house to look like a really fancy forest, basically. And also, she became a millionaire in the span of like only a few days, so that means they've got some new money to play with. We can make some dumb decisions here. This is the result of a mini fairy rags to riches that I did on my channel, so if you're interested in that, I will link that down below. But before we get started today, this video is sponsored by Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki is a multi-platform, open-world adventure game that blends core dress-up mechanics with cozy open-world exploration, platforming, and puzzle-solving elements. In Infinity Nikki, you'll join Nikki and Momo as they embark on their magical, story-like adventure. You can collect a variety of materials throughout the world, which you can use to craft and change your outfits. And different outfits can give you unique special abilities like gliding, shrinking, floating, and more to help you along the way. You can even use Infinity Nikki's dye system to customize the color of hairstyles, gowns, and more so you can show off your creativity to other players. And in exciting news, Infinity Nikki just launched the Donqing Season Update version 1.8, which brings new outfits, storylines, map areas, and an event quest inspired by Chinese inkwash paintings. With this update, you'll travel to Donqing Island, a brand new world with dual version map design. As you journey through the island, you'll uncover mysteries unfolding in a parallel world called the Donqing Realm. In the new world, you can enjoy Nikki's Yin Yuan Festival performance, fight the new final boss, the Inkshade Painting Long, participate in event quests, and try out the popular hopping challenge that has been revamped into a side-scrolling platformer called Donqing Trails. There are plenty of other new minigames to try too, like the H5 minigame called Momo Where Are You?, where you must rescue him to unlock diamonds and rewards. Also, with the new version 1.8 update, you can unlock these brand new, beautiful 5-star residence outfits. Forever Bond will give you cat-like abilities, and Clouded Long allows you to summon and ride the Long. You can even ride with friends. Plus, with Infinity Nikki, there's always something new to look forward to. When they launch version 1.9, Nikki will learn 2 new abilities related to gardening and crafting. She'll be able to craft furniture pieces for her home, and with experience, she can even combine abilities and skills. The gardening ability will allow Nikki to grow a guest vine, which she can use as a gateway to other stylists' homes. Infinity Nikki is available on all platforms, including PS5, PC, Steam, and mobile, so download Infinity Nikki now using the link in my description down below, and follow them on social media for all of the latest updates. Thanks again to Infinity Nikki for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. So the cost of the lot so far is just over 200,000 simoleons. We started with a little over $1 million, so we don't have to get this simoleon number that we have down here down to 0. We still want her to have some money for bills and stuff, but if we leave her with like 100,000-ish, I think that's fair enough. She's so cute just hanging out here in her garden. Okay, let's start the inside. I really didn't add too much since my last video. I did go in and do a layout, so we're gonna start down here with the bottom floor. And we're gonna start off with the kitchen, but keep in mind, fairies have different needs from other Sims in The Sims 4. Like, they don't actually even have a hunger need, but she does have quite a few human friends. So even in her last house, I did build her a kitchen and a dining room for, like, if she's having people over, she can host. So I'm debating using this flooring for the entire thing because I want to build a pantry, but our pantry is basically just gonna be her growing everything to cook. Like, okay, we're using this for separation. I love this item, it's so pretty. But then we can add some gardening pots. I'm gonna use these ones because they're the most expensive, and we can just place them back here. Like, this is going to be her pantry, so if she needs anything, she can come back here and pick it fresh. I think she still has a ton of food in her inventory, so every time I need to plant something, I'm just gonna place it, and then I'll have her fly here instantly, and we can use her fairy growth eruption ability to plant everything nearby. I think the grapes are actually too big, so let me swap those out. Okay, how about some basil instead? We'll plant some herbs back here, and now we have some full-grown basil plants back here. We can maybe also get some of the trees to grow, as long as she still has space to move around back here. Yep, she's good. So let's maybe do some bananas, and we'll add some strawberries in these planters here. I'll get her to plant all of those. I hope she can get to those strawberries there in the back. No, she can't get to those back ones, so let's do cherry trees trees back here too. So we're just here planting our kitchen orchard and growth eruption. Well, okay, this is gonna be so obnoxious. Look at her in her kitchen garden. I don't know what we're gonna be cooking in here with bananas, cherries, and basil, but we're gonna brighten it up with a chandelier. And I'm thinking we had our appliances over on this wall. So even though the Enchanted by Nature counters aren't the most expensive, I am still gonna use those, but I think I will try and use the expensive fridge and the expensive oven just because they're so pricey. I feel like I can't pass it up. I guess I'll do oven nearby. So we'll do fridge, countertop, and oven right here. Then over on this side, we could add a couple more counters, but we could also add our sink. We'll do the matching Enchanted by Nature one. Oh, by the way, I do need to clear something up because in my last video, I mentioned we were gonna put the fairy builds on hold for a minute. And then everyone in the comments was asking about Fairy Newcrest or if I'm planning on doing more fairy builds. I am definitely still planning on doing them, so don't worry. I just meant I'm planning on like spacing them out a little more. Like lately, all I've been doing is fairy builds, and I just want to space them out a little more with like a few regular builds sprinkled in here and there. Okay, so far this is so cute. I'm loving where this is going already. We still need a smoke detector. I need to get a trash can, so we're gonna get the really expensive one, like the nano trash can, which gives you money back when you put things into it. Not that she needs any more money making ways, but the option is there. I'm gonna add a rug underneath my dining table. This is one of the foresty rugs from Enchanted by Nature, and I wouldn't be opposed to making little like pathways around the house. Like we have these, I use these all the time from the Riviera retreat kit, so we could use these to make pathways like through to the garden, maybe also connecting through to the other doors. And then I was looking through Enchanted by Nature to find any kind of expensive, sneaky little items we could place. And I found this candle. You can actually make these in The Sims 4 using the nature press, and they're really pretty, so we're gonna be adding these as my centerpiece. I'll add 3 of them right here, and then we can add some other pretty candles. These ones have the branches. They're from the holiday pack. And then since this fairy is into Apothecary, I want to have Apothecary ingredients all over. Like we can add these ones here with the books too. I'm trying to just space everything out so nothing is like on top of each other. And then Seasons has the little garland we can add throughout. So I'm gonna make it look not as Christmassy. Yeah, I think there's just like a green branch swatch. So we can put that throughout and just kind of connect everything together. Oh, there's even purple swatches for our candles. So there's our centerpiece. And then along the same lines, I want to add shelving where we can put some of our Apothecary ingredients. Like there are some of these bowls. Actually, I'm pretty sure she has them in her inventory. Yeah, she definitely does. So I can just take some of this stuff and we can raise it up and put it on top of some of these shelves. I'm also cluttering up the top of the fridge a little bit. And then should we bother with curtains or is that going to be too much? I feel like they kind of look nice draped underneath the vines. I'm also going to go in and add grass to the ceilings. This is a really easy way we're just going to eat up some money. And okay, let's maybe chill on the kitchen. I feel like this is good enough, but this is so cool. I love that she's got her pantry back here. She's already going to harvest it. Oh, just kidding. She's a plant lover, so she's just having a conversation. But this is so cute. I want to see the kitchen in action. So I'm just going to have her come over and cook a grilled cheese. Oh, she goes straight through the dining table. Great. I actually don't think she's ever cooked a day in her life. So like, please don't burn the kitchen down. Imagine coming over here for a dinner party. I'm dead. Actually, her friend wants to come over to hang out. Perfect. Wait a second. Who the heck are you? Literally, where did he come from? Why is he in my house? I'm genuinely so confused. Maybe he came in through like one of the fairy homes on the lot. Or maybe the fact that all of my doors are just wide open. That is so funny. Just make yourself at home, I guess. I'll be here just eating my grilled cheese for funsies. May as well call everyone to the meal. This is so cute. Just a couple of fairies eating our grilled cheese in our forest kitchen. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Let's do maybe this main room. So this room is a little awkwardly shaped. We've got the entry there. It leads into this main room where the stairs are. Then we have this like octagon room over here. So I think right here we could add a living room area, but for a fairy, I feel like it would be kind of weird to just stick a TV on the wall and call it a day. So what if we stuck them on a stump? We are gonna have to test this all out again, obviously. And the most expensive TVs we have are these ones from Get Famous, but I really like this one from the Secret Sanctuary kit with like the frame. So what if we tried framing this TV, but we stick it on the stump? And I'm gonna shrink it so like 10,000 simoleons for this is kind of insane, but like we have that there, right? And then then I just have to add an expensive painting and shrink it and hope that it goes around the TV properly attached to the tree stump. This is insane, but that painting is 8,000 simoleons. So if we can do this somehow, what if we shrink it one more time? Oh, the sizing is so close, but it's not quite perfect. Okay, my first idea didn't work. I tried it with some more of the expensive paintings, also didn't work, but this one from Life and Death is a pretty good fit. It's only 825 simoleons for this picture, but I feel like it looks kind of cool around the TV like that, and the TV is still 10,000 simoleons, and I'm planning on adding more of them. I think I'm gonna add them on every side of this, and I'll add the frames behind too. And like, I could picture a few scenarios where fairies would like stand around this thing to watch TV. Maybe they get their fairy news here and they'll all gather around to watch. Maybe there's like a fairy sport, like fairy racing, where they just fly around and race each other. Look, I don't know, okay? All I know is now we have a stump TV, and now we have to make it look good. I'm gonna bring some of the columns in here, the fancy ones that we used outside. We're gonna need some chairs, like some kind of seating. I guess we could use the 4,000 simoleon expensive ones, but I think I want to add pillows on it just to make it look a little bit more casual as it's like covered in gold. And then to not lose the nature vibe, I'm gonna add back in these tables from Enchanted by Nature. And like, what kind of wallpaper do you use in a room like this? Do we go with something like that from Love Struck, or maybe more of a stone wall like this one also from Love Struck? I'm leaning towards this. Then we could add some branch lighting over the stump. We'll get some more hanging plants. Of course, we need more 1,000 simoleon candles, and I'm also gonna add some house plants for her to take care of too. I normally don't like to use this art, but I feel like in this setting and the fact that we have to spend so much money, it kind of looks cool. Like it's giving Alice in Wonderland. Like it's still very whimsical with it. I don't know what to do about this little corner over here. I was going to add a pool, but then it would get rid of the doors. I do have the perfect space for a bookshelf right here, and we'll bring along those same businesses and hobbies curtains that I was using. I'm just looking through for something to add in that area, but I found the floral arranging table, which I don't have one of these on the lot yet, so I'm gonna add that here. She has a ton of flowers in her inventory, so that could be a little hobby she could pick up. I can add the bee box out here too. Both of these are from Seasons. There are definitely still some outdoor spaces where we can add hobby items like this, so I'll just add a garbage close by. We can add some plants. A little outdoor shelf could be cute here too. This is where she could store her flower arrangements, and these ones are really expensive, so we'll just pop a couple of these onto the shelf. This could also be a good spot for some of the stuff in her inventory already. Like in her household inventory, she's got tons of stuff, like the nature press is here. We could do a nature press room and combine that with the apothecary table. That could be cute. We could add a piano in the back here. It could go right in the middle of these stairs, because why not? Or even better, we could add the bar, although it is just in a bit of an awkward spot. Like, let's check. Can she still sit here? Okay, yeah, she can. And what about tending the bar? Yeah, we're good. We can have a waterfall bar right in our living room. I'm obsessed. How cute is this? I'm trying to like break up the flooring a little bit by using some of the grass rugs we have, like this one from Snowy Escape. She is so cute back there tending that bar. Okay, let's add a few more things down here. I'm gonna add this mirror. We can add some more of these nature press pictures on the wall. The VIP bucket could work. I think we could do some more of the expensive chairs in this corner, and we could also use this table from My Wedding Stories, because then we could add the champagne bucket on it. Look, the party vibe does make sense, okay? Because when you give fairies their fairy homes, you've got a few options on what you can do with it, two of which include dance parties. So the fairies do be partying, and like, I'm not about to be the one to stop them. So I'm just adding a little clutter over on this bookshelf, just some like random expensive things. Oh, this record player could match too. Maybe I'll put that in the corner. Do still want this piano, but like this is gonna be way too squishy, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna push it. There's already a lot happening in here, so I'm just gonna put this upstairs for now. And you know what? Let me throw a party. I'm gonna invite over everyone I know, including Mother Nature, and we can just have everybody test out the lot together. Oh my gosh, how scary is this, having to pass the cowplants on your way in? And like, they look angry. Oh, you have to walk right through the cake. That's so scary. Oh, we have Mother Nature here too. This place looks so pretty at night. Spruce has joined as well. So pretty. Okay, let's go. I think we can finally go upstairs. I do still have to add something in that room, but I'm gonna think about it and come back to it. But this is how our living room turned out. With the bar area to the back, we've got a reading area to the right. Now for the second floor. I do want to to add an apothecary slash nature press room for her. So let's grab 2 apothecary tables and I'll put them right in the center of the room. I want to add 2 because we have our friend Todd who taught us everything we know. He's like the apothecary guy. So now maybe whenever we have him over, we could work on that together. I also want to add this trellis over top as decor. This is from Get Together. I'll just make sure there's a little space in between there so they're still functional. I'll add a rug underneath and maybe we don't need grass up here. We could use some of the really expensive marble. I'm gonna add her desk from the household inventory and this can be where she starts doing her nature pressing. I've added in the curtains and the lighting and then I was thinking about grabbing a bookshelf. These ones from Enchanted by Nature are really skinny so they can fit right in between these curtains. Then we should probably also get the storage cabinet. This is where she can actually store her apothecary ingredients. There are some expensive storage trunks we can add too. Like this one from Island Living is 5,000 simoleons. We could even shrink it and add it onto one of the shelves. Some of the frogs here also from Jungle Adventure are super expensive and they match the vibe. Like 10,000 simoleons for this skull diamond frog. I'll take it. I'm gonna raise up some apothecary storage. We'll add a couple pricey candles, maybe some non-pricey candles. This room is just frog central. They have overrun my apothecary cabinet, but it is looking so cute in here so far. I think I want to add some hanging light. And we do have room over here for another desk if we wanted to add a computer. Again, I don't really see her using it all that often. She could actually use it to research cures and elixirs though. So she could increase her apothecary skill that way if she wanted. Maybe if she just felt like changing it up. Ooh, also because of the Alice in Wonderland sort of feel that we've got going on, I feel like the clock could be a good idea for this room. Also, this picture could match. That's pretty pricey. Maybe we'll add some other little cute plants on her desk. We're just surrounding this alien computer with nature. I think we could also add some comfy chairs here, so I'm just gonna add some from Island Living. We can add a table in between those. I think some crystals would make sense in here too. Any sort of collectible things. So I'm just adding in a couple of those as clutter, and I'm gonna add an egg chair from high school years over in this corner. And here is our apothecary slash nature press room. All of her storage is going to be in here, including the frogs. Here's how it's looking over to this side. It is kind of hard to get a good angle of it, but there is definitely room for 2 up here. Let's get Todd to come mentor me. The double stair feature is cool too. Our friend Iris is also a plant lover. Oh, just kidding. She's going on the computer. Yeah, this room is also super cute and we have spent a little over 200,000 since we started. So we are almost halfway. So I'm trying to figure out what to do for this room. This is where we have the piano and it also connects onto both of these balconies. So we could add some skill items out here. We could add the telescope. I was also thinking about adding a couple chess tables. I'll also add some chairs outside. And I also really like the benches with the flower petals on them. So I'm also going to add those out here too. This is like the logic skill balcony. All of our logic items are out here. And I also have another fairy house in my inventory. So I'm going to stick that outside as well. So there's one of our balconies done. And I guess we could make this into a music room slash like entertainment room. If we hired some entertainers, this is where they would go. There's also the really expensive 15,000 simoleon violin. So we can add a couple of those. I want to make like a little stage. We can get a microphone. And then what could we use to set our stage? We could use this. So we can have like 2 singers, a piano player, 2 people playing the violin. And then as decor, we could use this mirror in the background. That swatch matches the arch, except now we're completely blocking the way. What if we keep it turned like this? Wait, she can shrink and sleep in here? Hold on. Why is she walking through everything? I have not yet seen this interaction. Not her sleeping on the piano as a little fairy. That is the cutest little thing ever. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy we added the piano. That is so adorable. Fairies can shrink and play with a variety of different objects. Like the sink is a common one, for example, but that piano one is so fun. Hence also why I have not been prioritizing bedrooms as much. Fairies, especially nature-loving ones, can basically sleep anywhere. I'm gonna add a couple mushroom chairs. Like maybe we could do mushroom seating under the stairs here. We could add one of the fountains from vampires in the corner. And then on this side, I need to add some more art. I might also add like a console table, even something like this one from the living room kit. Ooh, we could add some of the fairy pictures from her inventory on here, or some of the gnome pictures. Wait, that's kind of funny because we have our gnome house outside. Ooh, actually the hanging cow plants from the Comfy Gamer kit are a really good idea. I was sort of thinking about doing a cowplant themed bedroom. I feel like that would be fun, even though this place is already a little overrun with Cowplant. This console table is so cute. We've got our gnomes, we've got some pictures. Maybe we can add a little flower. I might also add another bench for seating here, just so Sims could sit and listen to the music, but I will also add one of those minimalist dance floors. This is from the Party Essentials kit, and basically in live mode, it goes away. Like, you can't actually see it, but you can still click in the area, and this is where you could do like dance battles if you had music playing. You could sleep here, I guess, if you wanted to. I'll add a little more going on around this so it doesn't look so random. Okay, wait, these pedestals are 1,000 simoleons. So anywhere where I have space, I'm gonna start adding these in. Like, may as well in any of these corners that I have. We can fit some small plants on there. And here we have our music room, all done in a fairy nature aesthetic. She is probably so bad at this. Look at her just like poking it. She basically just started the piano skill, but it's fine. Is Mother Nature gonna humor me? Get on the dance floor. I need to see her getting down to this. Nah, she's out of here, but this is adorable so far. I saw someone in my comments suggesting to do other like $1,000,000 mansions for other occults just to see what they would look like, or they don't even have to be 1,000,000 simoleons. But an occult mansion series could be a really fun idea. Oh, we have our TV in action too. I placed them at different heights, by the way, on purpose. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more like messy or like DIY. All of our friends left, to be fair, is probably because of the piano scale, but I feel like now's a good time to start working on a washroom. So fairies also don't have a bladder need. They do have a hygiene need, which they do have the option to cleanse in nature. So again, a proper bathroom is not really a necessity, but more of a nicety for our friends. So I think I'll have my washroom over here. The crystal bathtub that we got with Enchanted by Nature is pretty expensive, so I'm gonna try this one. Actually, maybe we go pricey with the bathroom. Like, we could do marble flooring, maybe with some fancy base game wallpaper. We have our bathtub there. I like putting them up on platforms, so we'll raise that up by 1 tick so we don't have to add any stairs. I think I am gonna use the expensive sink from Get Famous. Is this giving fancy or is it giving creepy? I feel like it's probably the mirror that I added making it look a little weird, but it is also a little whimsical looking. I don't know, I'm gonna keep it. We'll use the fancy toilet in here. Oh, actually, I did add one of the porta potties from the Nature's Calling event. I forgot about that. I randomly added it outside. Why does it look like it's from Shrek? I'm gonna add those expensive candles on the bathtub edge. I think we could get some pricey pictures in the bathroom too. Maybe we do a little gallery like right here. I have my robes. We still need a mirror on this side. We also don't have any fairy lights in here yet, so let's add some of these. And then I will add the garden rock on top of our marble flooring. So here we have our bathroom. She is taking a rose petal bath. It's kind of vibey in here. I might actually change some of the lights to pink in this room just so it matches her even more. Plus we have a toilet over there if we have any guests. Okay, what are we at? We're at 521, so we're over halfway. We've got one room over in the corner on this floor. Then we have an entire 3rd floor, and we have a room up top as well. Actually, we have 2 of them because this is the tower over here too. So I feel like maybe this could be a little fly-in fairy bedroom. Like, all of these are archways, so fairies could just fly up in here if they wanted to. And then we could have one of the fairy homes here in the middle. This is becoming like a fairy hotel. But like I was saying, she's got new money and she's got a lot of it. So like that over there is where they could sleep. We'll have regular bedrooms upstairs with like actual beds. Fairies can also bathe in here. It's another option for that. I'm adding my pedestals in here. I feel like the moon mirror is really cute just peeking between those branches. And then what else? I guess I could include a dresser. We can use this one from base game. Ooh, the costume trunk from Love Struck. I feel like that has to go somewhere too. Or we put it in the music room like behind the couch. Wait, there are costume options. Like if we had people over that weren't fairies, they can literally dress up as a fairy. Everyone can feel included. Okay, love it. I'm just gonna add some seating in here, some random artwork for our guest fairies. And there we go. We've got a random fairy guest room. I'm truly curious if fairy sims will just like randomly spawn up here, or like if they will come up here even though it's in my house. I mean, technically they can fly up here if they want to. Maybe that's what we can do in this corner downstairs. Just like another little fairy home. Why not? They can go in the fairy home after hanging out in the bar. There will be no drinking and flying in this household. Okay, 2nd floor is complete. Let's go do the 3rd floor. And I want to focus back here on this back bedroom because I totally forgot, but this is where we have like the tower room. So this bedroom could have like something secret going on up there. Like I feel like this should be her main bedroom. So I'm gonna decorate it kind of similarly to how it was in her starter home. Like it was super colorful like this. I'm kind of considering putting the bed on this side so that over here we could have a secret door. I really like the one from the Secret Sanctuary kit. On this side, this is what it looks like, but then on the other side, there's a bookshelf bookshelf. And obviously they have more swatches than just the red. But like that could work. And then we could put some of the Enchanted by Nature ones on the other side. We could even put a bench here so it's like there's nothing to see back there. And then you know how some homes have like a vault of gold or like expensive things? What if we did a vault of fairy dust? The thing is, I'm not seeing any of it in debug unless I'm missing it. Okay, wait, I just found some on the gallery. Apparently there's 240 pieces of fairy dust in this room. So thank you to the shroom dude. It's also almost 14,000 simoleons. So I'm gonna download this. Where am I gonna put it? I think I'll try and like put it in the basement and then I'll just come back and delete that later unless I plan on building a basement. I don't know yet. But now we have all these piles of fairy dust. I mean, this is a really good way to like cheat if you need to find fairy dust in your game. I'm not gonna use it for that purpose though. I'm gonna just like literally make a vault of fairy dust. She definitely has enough that she can use on her own. And like there's no way I'm gonna need all of this, but like it does look really pretty. I'm just gonna place these all around in giant piles like this. And then from cats and dogs, there are gold bars. So we could kind of like tie these in so it's like a fairy dust slash gold vault. I still haven't added my wallpaper, but since it is a fairy dust room, I'm gonna add in the touch of starlight item. We could make this like a darker color so those are gonna pop. This could be the glow coming off of the fairy dust. I'm gonna add more of those pedestals. We can add gold and fairy dust on these. I'm placing so much fairy dust. I'm definitely adding curtains so you can't see the glow from this place from the outside. And like, why do I want a bed up here or a sleeping bag? Even though we have them outside, it could be kind of funny if she's just sleeping in fairy dust. Actually, we literally don't even need the bed. I can just have her fly up here and just press sleep here and she can have a nice rest in her fairy dust. Look at her. I love this sim so much. I still have so much of this down here. I'm bringing it up one by one. We'll just like surround her with it. The way I just realized we don't even need the ladder or the secret door because she can just fly here. It's fine. This is actually really adorable. All of the rainbows. I added a bunch of the pedestals with some gold on it. Some of them have fairy dust. The vines, obviously. And then over on this side, I added a couple mirrors just so that reflection would also have the rainbow in it. This is really cool. I'm glad that person put all of that fairy dust on the gallery. I did get a little carried away there though, so I really do need to start watching my budget. I can also come in here and sell some stuff from my household inventory if I need more money, and that doesn't affect the lot value. I feel like I should have just done this in the first place, but let me go finish off the bedroom. I did give her this dresser so we can hang some clothes on it. Enchanted by Nature does have some clothing we can hang. I'm also gonna add this clock. This is an easy way to spend money. We can do another dresser on this side. Ooh, not for her bedroom, but I did just find the wishing well. I still have space in the yard. I could add that in here, get a little extra landscaping around it. Back in the bedroom, we could add a little bit more shelving. And just because I know she's gonna want to take care of them, I think I'm gonna add even more houseplants in her bedroom. Okay, so we have her bedroom complete with her bed, which she's probably never gonna sleep in, a super cute reading area slash secret door. She has her dresser over here with her mirror, a bunch of different houseplants she can take care of, and a secondary closet over to this side. We've got one more bedroom, which I think I'm gonna include the ladder inside it as well. And we can do another pointless secret situation. Like we can add another secret door. I'm realizing fairies are like the perfect thieves. I also did say I wanted to do a cowplant themed bedroom. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Maybe we can use some Enchanted by Nature wallpaper. Or isn't there like cow print wallpaper? Maybe from Lovestruck. Oh yeah, there is. Wait. Okay, no. Grass flooring, cowplant wallpaper, columns because we're rich. I need a real cowplant, which I'm gonna wake her up and get her to fly here so that we can use the growth eruption on the plant. There we go. And then we can get a single bed. This is gonna be the guest room for like humans, which is kind of funny. It's like, yeah, you can sleep here, but you're gonna have a roommate. But then we can have all of the cowplant things in here. Like we have the terrarium from Paranormal. We can add that. We can add the cowplant skull outside the door as it's like a warning. We can have the baby cowplant above the bed. I guess this cowplant skull picture. And then in the corner, we can have a dresser. I love how every room in her house has been made to accommodate her human friends, except this one. So there we have our cowplant bedroom. I think it's kind of cute. And her gardening skill is so high, she's basically a cowplant tamer at this point. So what do we put in the other secret room? It could be like an undead cowplant gaming room. Ooh, undead cowplant sauna. Okay, no, gaming room is fun. It's expensive. A secret games room is kind of funny because like it's not really on theme. I mean, on one hand, we do have three 10,000 simoleon TVs downstairs, but the fact that this room is kind of like futuristic compared to the other rooms, maybe that's why she wants to keep it a secret. But we can still keep it planty themed. Like I can still use these lights, maybe just going around the TV. We can add the expensive couch and chairs. We're still keeping like the Zen rocks. I still want the planty theme. I'll add some touch of starlight on this back wall. I don't want to jinx it and I'm scared to even say it, but my game has not crashed this entire time and that's impressive. There are a lot of items going on in this house. All right, so she has now a plenty game room with her undead cowplant. I feel like they just add to the vibe. I don't know. I love these things. We can even name them if we want to. She can get her social time in by talking to them. And with that, we have less than 100,000 to go. So we've got this room here and we still have a bathroom, which this bathroom I'm actually going to make a little bigger. We actually still have not bought the 12,000 simoleon bathtub. So I'm going to add that in, but I'm also going to add the crystal shower, like this one from Enchanted by Nature. I just zoomed out for a second and surprised myself all over again with that cowplant wallpaper. Okay, on this side, we're going to add the toilet and our fairy sink. This bathroom is again kind of similar to the other one we had, but it's fine. She's barely going to use it. We'll add a nice picture in here. We can add some of the mushrooms and on there I'll add things like towels. Just any like bathroom clutter can go up here. So here we have our second bathroom. This one even more expensive than the other one. This can be our apology to our guests for having to use the cowplant bedroom. If they can survive the night there, then they get to use the 12,000 simoleon tub. Okay, for the final hallway, all we currently have is the cowplant on the outside and we still have a decent amount left to spend. It isn't really that much room though. What should we add in here? Okay, I think we do any remaining expensive art that we haven't added within reason. I feel like the picture of Vlad does not make sense here. I have not added this couch. I'm gonna add that right here. It's such a random place for a couch. And then we just need to plant it up. In this corner, we could add a record player. Ooh, this picture could be cute. And this one. Maybe this hallway is not the place to be spending the money. Like, it's gonna get so crowded. And I feel like there's maybe still some space outside where we can spend it. Okay, you know what? Let's spend the last like 40,000 or so on the outdoor spaces. Like, I have a spot right here which I can turn into a pool. I just have to make sure I don't cover any of the doors. Even that one right there just wanted to delete because of the pool. You can't have doors around the pools like at all. It'll just glitch out. So I'm just gonna go as close as I can get it. It's kind of random having the pool in here and also a little pointless because Sims can swim and bathe and stuff in this pond, but it's fine. We can add lounge chairs in there. And then what else? Ooh, we could do a hot tub. We have room for a hot tub in the back part here. Maybe we can add some planty shelves, maybe with a stump table which we can put towels on. These fairies also love their music, so I'm gonna add a speaker out here. Maybe we'll add two, and then I'm also gonna add one in the pool area. Oh wait, these jungle adventure totems are 3,500 each. They're so cute. I use the smaller versions of these all the time. Maybe I'll shrink them and we can add them around as statues. I also have an empty tower up here, so I'm gonna add another fairy home just for random fairies to fly into. Same as in this random room here. And we can even add some hanging nifty knitting plants in this one. And then maybe outside here we can add a couple other tables for seating. She really is quite the social butterfly. I don't know how she's managed to pull that off while becoming a millionaire in the process. I have space under here to add a little stone picnic table. I'm adding a picnic basket. I think I'm also gonna add maybe some book clutter out here, like someone has just been reading. 13,000 to go. What else do we need? I'm adding some of these flower planters outside. We could still add a barbecue. What else? Maybe some pool lights. We could probably add some more stuff going on in the greenhouse. Oh my gosh, there's literally a gnome in here dropping more seed packets. She's gonna be a billionaire in no time. And there's another gnome here too. This one is a new one. All of the other gnomes we had from last time are currently here and accounted for. I've got room for a couple more totems in the greenhouse, and that is going to put us over the $1 million lot value. She's got 18,000 simoleons left, but I can always just sell this stuff if I have to pay the bills. I can also just add any of this stuff in and it'll increase the lot value. But that's all we got today. That has been us building $1 million fairy home in The Sims 4. Let me know which room was your favorite. If you have any build ideas you want to see me do, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.